What's going on, world? This is Entrepreneurial Minds coming at y'all with a special today. I know a lot of you have seen the footage of the young brother getting slain by the cops recently, so we felt it necessary to come to you and talk to you about what you saw and how you would prevent things like this from happening in the future. The best way to prevent it is, as we think, continue to grow and be better as a community, as a whole, as a collective. So we got my brother James Callaham from So Focused over here, and he's gonna give us some insight. I got my partner Gary the Ruler. What's up, Gary?
Gary the Ruler, huh? Yeah, what's going on, y'all? What's going on, man? We, of course, and you know what's even special is this is our first video.
Straight live, yeah.
Yeah, it's the first video we put up, so it's gonna be up on YouTube, share it on the page and everything. So that's what's up. First video.
We gotta give So Focused the credit for the idea, though, man, because he didn't want to make things happen this morning. So
yeah, he sure enough did. This was on you.
Heavy on my heart. Heavy on my heart.
Yeah, man. So when we get the idea, man, we act on it. We don't hold it. We don't put it in the hat. We don't throw it in the back. We make things happen ASAP. This happened this morning, and we out here this afternoon making things happen. So, James, tell folks what's up, man. Let them know who you is if you don't know who you are already. So,
yeah, James Callaham, Coach Cali, 1/3 of So Focused, El Capitan Red Cup game. Just an entrepreneur, a black man that has some radical rationality within.
You might call it rational, but a lot of people like us who think the same kind of way, we call it sanity. You know, we call it survival. We call it living. We call it making it to tomorrow. We call it, you know, tired of being tired.
Yes.
We're tired.
Yep.
Tired of being tired, man. I'm tired of seeing my brothers doing stuff they ain't got no business doing. I'm tired of seeing them other people treating us any kind of way and not paying the consequences for it. No justice anywhere is not justice at all. So.
Yep, exactly.
We welcome you, man. We appreciate you willing to speak out on the subject, man. And this is gonna be a real subject. And I think we should get the thing rolling, man. What's going on, Gary? What you got a question for him, right quick?
She gonna throw it at me, huh? She gonna throw it. Just throw the ball in my court, huh? I mean, just I guess just let everybody get a feel of what your thoughts were, man. When you first saw the video today, what was your thoughts?
When I first saw it, I seen it. Matter of fact, I seen it last night. I was watching it on Twitter. Somebody retweeted it, and I just said to my business partner, like, "Damn," you know what I'm saying? Another one, straight like that. And my feelings were enraged, but like I said, man, I approach things rationally. So I wish I knew the whole take on it. Exactly what happened, I just knew it wasn't right, and I'm just starting to get fed up to the point where, something has to be done, and I don't want to be one of the people who sit back and just tweet about it, or one of the people who just put up a status or put up pictures and it lasts for 6 months and then it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we talked about that. We talked about it in your podcast interview about how people just die and you may get remembered for 6 months after you're dead, but then all you get now is a post every year saying rest in peace. But what good is that doing to anybody? Because if you don't do anything while you're here, and it's kind of like my wife or a lot of people, will watch people on YouTube talk about problems in the community. Mm-hmm. All they do is talk about the problem. They stay harping on straight problem. But what are you doing to make situations better besides get on YouTube and telling other people what your opinion is about the problem? Like you out here in these schools, you're talking to these kids. Me, I'm out here every weekend talking to these kids. Gary, you out here doing your thing with your people to make sure everything's straight. So what are you doing outside of talking to the kids, or including talking to the kids, to make awareness for our community more?
Yeah. Was that a question to him, or was that?
Yeah, I'm trying
to. I guess.
Like you said, like you said, man, speaking to the schools, but then just going into the rough communities, period, man, like going where people are afraid of going, and opening my mouth, demanding respect, but giving respect, but then offering solutions, you know what I'm saying? You can't just tell somebody not to sell drugs or put a gun down or don't be out here all day and you don't teach them another way or offer, other solutions. And then another thing is just like, man, I'm tired of it opening the gateway for trendy activism. It's like starting to piss me off to the point where I remember when I had moved to California, and they were bringing up the Million Man March anniversary, and I was so hyped to go for 1 minute, and then I stepped back and I said to myself, like, man, this is bullshit. Like, nobody is going to implement this into their everyday life, and just so happens that it takes the Million Man March, and then almost a year later, Jesse Williams to say something, and then it's popular for a few retweets and a few posts on Instagram to get a few likes, and then nobody's implementing it to their everyday life. You know what I'm saying? We have all black owned businesses. You know, it takes for black women to tell us that they love us when a black man get killed by a cop, and uplift us when a black man get killed by a cop. But you can't mix being an ignorant asshole with being, you know, Malcolm and Martin. It don't work for me. Like, it really doesn't work, and I can see through it. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody can see through it the most, it's children. Like, they know what's real. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really tired, bro. Like I told y'all on the podcast, man, I shed tears behind this shit. Like, I sit there and I never thought I would grow up to look at police as sort of an enemy in a sense, to not know, you know, what's going on. But then I know some good officers. You know, these are very circumstantial situations, and at the same time, as I could point a finger at a cop, you know, we often resist arrest. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You know, at the end of the day, man, your life means more, and that's what I'm really trying to distinguish. Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? They say he was selling CDs. Like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. All I have is the footage everybody else seeing. So immediately, I just had to go pray, because I do that. Like, we be out here selling CDs. You know what I'm saying? We be out here selling hats. You know, selling red cups, out here passing out flyers, and it's just like, you know, another brother is gone. But I never see nobody say, you know, here's my ID, lock me up, do whatever you got. We can take this to court. I just don't know, man. It's just like, we have so much rage instilled in us that their justification comes with that resisting arrest so much. They pull that resisting arrest so much, and you could be pissed off, and you could be mad, and you could be all these things, and burn down your whole community. But that shit don't mean nothing. Like, it really doesn't mean nothing to the next brother that's gonna get killed if we don't learn from. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true.
It's funny when you call a cop a pig on camera. Like, I see all this ignorant shit all the time. Just on World Star, you can go to the World Star, the clips when they do the best of the World Star, and people just, you know, you basically disrespecting these men as well. And it's just like, you know, when you stand up and say, yo, we still gotta attack that mirror. You know what I'm saying? We still gotta make killings the majority. Don't nobody want to hear you, you know, or nobody want to walk through and tell the gangbangers or the gangsters, like, yo, I need you. Like I told y'all before, we need the street guys, you know what I'm saying? They're influential. You know, most of us looked up to them coming up, and that was our only way. The streets of sports. It's different now. You know, it's not that no more. Like, we got opportunity, you know. Everybody talking about this not the land of the free, this, that, and the third, and it's like, where else you gonna go? You know, if you don't make your way here, and we don't unify together.
You know, people they're gonna always complaining, because like you said, they always complaining. Like I watch so many videos, man, and that's what they always say is, you know, we don't have the same opportunities. Like, what are you talking about? Like, these people, the internet itself is one giant opportunity. That in its own is one. You can learn anything, you can do anything just from having a computer and internet access. And if you don't have those two at your house, there's a library sure enough close by. There's plenty of businesses by people that have been started in libraries. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you made a huge point of talking about how we interact and how we see the police and everything like that, because I can't say that everything all the time is their fault. There's a lot of stuff some of these guys are wrong. I mean, the video that I watched, that I saw, that one that just happened recently, I mean, this dude was wrong. There's nothing else to say about it. He was wrong about how he did it. But granted, I don't know what it led up to it, because I didn't see everything beforehand or anything like that. Now, I did see there's another video that came up. I guess there's another video from a different angle that shows something else too. So, but, you know, like you also said, you got our community, they talk about they hate the police. You know, they always calling them pigs. They look down on the police so much and so much hatred that, you know, and then the other hand, they want to say, oh, you know, it's all these white police officers. You know, it's so many of them. And, you know, it's all these white ones. There's not even enough of us in the force. Yeah, you completely make like being a police officer is just bad and wrong thing to do. We don't want to join. You're talking your problem right there. More of us need to be in the force. How can we change the force from the outside? It's not going to happen like that. You know what I'm saying? So you need to change your views and realize that yes, they're a necessity. You know what I'm saying? That job is important and it's a necessity. You know what I'm saying? So yes, some are wrong, but some are good, just like with any other profession, anything in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm in real estate. You got good contractors, you got bad contractors. So the bad one's gonna make you not want to be a contractor, not want to go lay some drywall. Nah, you just go into it to be one of the good ones. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that our community need to look at and know that we got to change that view as these kids coming up, that there's more black people going into that profession, so that now there's more black people being in power inside of that. You know what I'm saying? So that way we're actually being able to make decisions and make changes, you know what I'm saying, and actually can see that what's going on and make punishments towards some of these people. You know what I'm saying?
You a second, bro?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I gotta move my situation real quick
before I'm ready to go.
Hey, I'm already recording.
All right.
So we good to jump back in?
Yeah, it's gone.
All right. So since we last came back, we were talking about we were going over some of the problems that we see in the community and how that nobody is addressing them, or everybody wants to march about stuff like situations like this happening, but nobody's really doing anything about it.
Right.
And so, James, what are you? We talked about what you're doing in the community, like going to schools or whatever. So, what do you tell the kids when you go into schools about situations like this?
Honestly, I just tell them we targets, but I haven't even gone into this deep because I didn't want to blow their minds. But now, since this is happening, like everything, I'm taking in everything since I watched that video. And the first thing I did, like I said, I hit you up after gathering it in. Like the first thing I did this morning was just like, yo, I'm getting a great feedback off the podcast, but this is pissing me off. Just to see, what really got to me was the ignorant people, like the people who go to the day party every week, and the people you condone people twerking and all this, and then you turn into Coretta Scott. It just don't work for me. But now I have to go a step further, and I have to reach out to actual police officers that I do know who are good cops, especially in our area down there. I have teammates that play with me at Norfolk State, man, that are cops. So I have to figure out some way to make that connection to let them know, like, man, there's cops who care. I mean, at the end of the day, we need each other. There has to be a working relationship. So now I have to change my whole format and add that piece into it, because I literally been on the entrepreneurship kick and really restructuring, our cycle in the black family. Like, go to work, pound the work on them, struggle for the rest of your life, get a bunch of debt, work to pay bills you're never gonna be able to pay. Now I got to get to the point where, we got to police our communities and work with the police in some type of way to have some type of common ground and respect, to know, who's on your side and who you can call on and who you can't, and what to do in these situations. Like, we literally have to go like we're doing etiquette at dinner.
So on that same note, how do you feel entrepreneurship can, like I said in text, eradicate, rectify, and reverse some of the things that we see today?
Well, I feel like if a lot of people, first of all, as you guys know, nothing is more important than your business outside of your health. So, we take a lot on the chin, just recently, I had a real serious situation that could have went totally left, where I could have got involved in, calling up some street guys and doing certain things. But then I had to step back and say, hey, man, you're a businessman. You're not that. You know what I mean? You chose to go the other way, and then you got to look at, well, how would a Warren Buffett handle it? How would a Diddy handle it? Most situations that come down to business get handled first with just, dialogue, sitting there and seeing if you can come to a settlement, and then the next step is court. There's no caskets. You know what I mean? There's no guns. So getting that in your mind to just realize, like, yo, nothing is bigger than the business. And if you're in a casket, how can you run the business? If you're in a jail cell, how can you run the business? So even if I'm totally 100% right, the moment I decide to say to hell with my business and start giving this cop a hard time, I'm putting myself in a situation where not only will I not be able to run my business, but I might not be here no more, just for a simple fact that I could say, man, I could spend a night in jail, come out, and we can handle this legally, literally. Somebody record it so they could see me give my ID, so they could see me cooperate. I don't see many of those videos, and I really want people to realize, because I know I'm gonna get the backlash on the Uncle Tom, type of thing for not going 100%, freaking Black Panther and
Right,
want to
right.
pick up a rifle. But we see what happened there. You see what I'm saying? They picked up the
Mm-hmm.
rifles, and here comes drugs, and then they broke us up. And the two guys who were running the Panthers, they turned against each other. Well, hell, that sounds so familiar. We turn against each other every day, and we don't
Every
fight.
day.
We don't have a problem. You know what I'm saying? So it really, 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 you have to. That entrepreneur thing is such a touchy subject, but it alters your life, and it should alter your way of thinking to realize, hey, you got to think like a businessman. And if you're thinking about the nature of your business, a lot of your personal feelings and a lot of your personal, you know, actions go to the side, man, because this is about business. White people support my business, police officers have bought my hats. You know what I'm saying? I've had cops come to parties when they weren't in, on duty. So it's a thin line, but man, entrepreneurship will change your whole perspective if you value where your business is going.
You said
Mm-hmm.
one
I
thing.
can get
You
with
said
that.
one thing. Yeah, man. You said one thing that you got to put your personal actions aside.
Yeah, them
Yes.
emotions, man. You gotta check them emotions.
At the door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Every time you think about your business, your future, your children, the next generation, check those emotions and that personal actions at the door, man. Because half the time it ain't necessary and it ain't warranted.
I don't know
Right.
where my phone at. See, I was about to say now I got because I was gonna look it up. Yep, that's in the law, the 48 laws of power, man.
Don't
Yes.
do it.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't
Yes.
do
That's
it.
in the 48 laws of power.
They lucky I let my sister. I let my sister borrow my book. Let me see. It's just as well as you got it. I know I got it.
Yeah, I was
All
saying
of
because
us got
it's
a
in my
copy.
phone.
We
Because I
got
was
our
like,
own
it's
copy.
my phone area.
Yeah,
I was saying it's right in there.
it's in there.
Look at that. Okay, I
Yep.
see you.
See.
Yeah,
Yep.
I
it's
see
not a
you.
game.
But that
We
Not.
all
it
got a copy.
says it in there, man. Once you let your emotions take over, everything else goes away.
You're
You know what
not
I'm
done.
saying? But that shows like true maturing like crazy is because as men, race
Right.
aside, as men completely, when something pop off, something go wrong, we feel like somebody done us wrong. Now we ready to swell up. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Hmm.
So trying to
Yes.
check ourselves, you know what I'm saying, not getting more not let our pride get in the way. Like seriously, I had a dude like pull in front of me at the daggone air pump. Like, you know what I'm saying, for tires. And like, Grant, I'm like, okay, like, come on, man. So I wasn't getting good super mad. I was like, but dag, but dag, man, you had to get it like that. Dude started to get disrespectful. I'm like,
Right.
oh, man. So automatically, I'm like, hold on. So then, of course, like you said, what I had to think about, I had to think about my family, I had to think about my daughter, I had to think about my business. What's gonna go on if I go
Right.
around and I get into it with this dude in this parking lot and I go to jail? My business is gone. My finances for my family is gone.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it takes some growing. So entrepreneurship alone, you know what I'm saying, should help you get to the point where you realize like my business is so important and what is working on and what it's doing that it's
Mm-hmm.
going to allow me to dial that pride back some and let this police officer have it. Let this
Yeah.
guy out in this parking lot have it. You know what I'm saying? Keep myself out of
It's
trouble.
it's like having that vision to know that your life is much more than this immediate right now.
Mm-hmm.
Entrepreneurs, we live in the present. We're aware of the present. We know what's going on in the present, but we
Mm-hmm.
work and move for the future
Right.
only. We
Right.
learn from the past. We act in the present, but we only do things for the future because we know that right now is only a passing time. Because
Mm-hmm.
Right.
tomorrow is going to be a better day. For
Yep.
Right.
darn sure. That's perfect,
Right.
brother. Oh gosh,
Right.
that's perfect.
Right now it's temporary, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I want
Reality
to,
is temporary, man. You could get locked in your imagination. Nobody could take that from you.
yeah, sure enough can't. So I want to hear as far as because I mean you hear a lot of people talk about they talk about the solutions or they really don't even talk much on solutions, but they want to get up together and march and do this that and the other and think we need to boycott and all that stuff and everything like that. But I mean, how effective do you really think that is? I personally I
I'm
think
not marching.
power will come from from money.
Not marching.
You're not
You
marching.
will not see me march. I don't give a damn. I will not march. We marched, like I said in the beginning of the conversation. I was so gung ho to be at the Million Man March this past year. The anniversary, and where did that lead us? You see what I'm saying?
That is
Like,
nowhere.
I'm done with marching. Like, this is not a physical game. The game is mental. If we don't change the mentalities of our brothers and our sisters, it don't matter. Man, you can march to your
Mm-hmm.
feet. Well, this is a mental game, bro. Like, we have to change our approach. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to start taking some type of accountability for what's going on so that these kids don't think it's okay to just riot and march. Like, yo, what we gonna
Mm-hmm.
just keep putting up posts on the internet and then what I mean, what's coming from it? What came from Trayvon's march? What came from Mike Brown's march? Like
Bunch of
I'm
statuses and such. I mean
So
the way I see it is this: is I think the way you hurt people is in their pockets.
right.
That's the way you hurt people. I mean,
That's the truth.
that's where you see some true changes when you hurt them in their pockets, man. That's when you
Right.
see laws
for sure,
change.
for sure.
That's when you see people get up and start to indict people because their pockets is hurting. But the truth of the matter is,
Right.
we have buying power right now as a black community, but we don't truly control enough other than
Right.
buying power. We don't have the unity for our buying power to be worth much anything when it comes to that anyway. But
Right.
Which is crazy.
yeah, which is crazy. But we don't have enough black people that control certain things that can just be like, you know what? Since y'all want to do this, I'm gonna snatch this away and
Right.
see what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Or
gonna stop serving this. See
right.
what happens. You know what I'm saying?
I
Let's
just feel
make
like
some
I feel
economy
like
changes.
I feel like with that, another thing is a lot of our leaders or those who supposed to be leading us have went for the instant gratification of success that they didn't stay down for the majority equity side of it. So if they do, stand up and do certain things, they allow themselves to be blackballed
Mm-hmm.
because that other side is feeding, their
Mm-hmm.
families and so many that I mean, we're in a tough place. Like it's going to take the kind of like the free guys of entrepreneurship like ourselves because we haven't, linked with a major corporation or major distribution for a lot of our products yet. We still own a lot of our equity, so we can voice a lot of our opinions to where it's not the politically correct thing to do.
Right,
And
right.
I feel like we always say that, just like you said with the buying power, I see it every single year where everybody says, if we didn't shop on Black Friday, how much it would hurt. Uh, just I mean, you could put the stock market in it if you really wanted to get critical.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It would it would drop it so far down. But just as well as you say that, and I know that, and you know that, and Arthur knows that, the person who knows it gonna be naive and they're gonna run after the deals. You
They
know what
don't
I'm
get
saying?
that smart
Or
TV.
yeah, or we make clothes, we make hats, and like I had stated before, man, it shouldn't take for a brother to get killed by a cop or type of things for you to want to shop black or want to love the black man or follow his suit. It should really make you realize that we are that powerful. We are that great. We're right in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And we're here. But then don't support me just because I'm black either. Like we
Yeah.
stated that on the podcast. Don't do me like that
Yeah, I don't
because
like that either. Yeah, I
I want
feel
my
you.
product to hit the shelf, and I really wanted to be up there with the best of the best, or I want the concert that you come to be right up there with Live Nation. You know what I mean? We have
Mm-hmm.
these brains. It's just they have the unity. The Jewish stick together. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they
They
do.
running amok on us with no problem, and we're going to see our stars. It just so happened that our stars took the deal. They signed the deal for the lump sum of money, and the big check on the back end, the passive income is going to the Jewish. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then we can go a little bit more further where we don't even know about the black Jews. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll say this, and a person will look at me like I'm crazy. Like, I'm not crazy,
Yeah.
bro. Just because they whitewashed you and your parents passed it on
Boy,
back
oh boy, oh boy.
I mean, somewhere in here, what I mean, we can't keep believing what they telling us, but then again, be pro-black. You can't be pro-black if you don't know where you come from. It don't make
Keep,
no sense.
keep, James, keep on telling them the truth, man, and they'll find a way to find it on their own. But I got two things to mention. What you saying, my man Bert. He is a economical beast in the area.
Right.
If I can hit him up right now and I can ask him how much money we black people spend on African American people spend on hair. He can tell you clothes,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah,
ice. He told me economic. We spend so much money on ice. It makes no sense.
Right. Yeah, you mind?
Alcohol, clothing, man, it is so amazing how much money we spend. If we stuck together and put that money in our own pockets, just like you making your hats and your shirts. I'm not sure if you have a black distributor for your hat or African American distributor for your hat, but just imagine how much money you spend on your hats. I know you spend a decent penny on your merchandise. Just imagine you put all that money into a black pocket.
Well, that black pocket becoming hard because the little Mexican dude should have never showed us. So, it's gonna be in our damn pocket. But I mean, like you saying, I would love it. But then when you look around, it ain't even many.
Exactly.
And just like last night, we had the podcast interview with the homeboy Ghost, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's an author from out of the penitentiary, right? No, he did. I'm not getting money. He cut the middleman out. He published his own books.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm not giving nobody no money. All my stuff is on my own because I ain't got nobody to give it to. Ain't nobody here to show me, so I'm going to do it myself. Mm-hmm. So if we can get our community to get on that train, to provide a service at a lower level, at a more micro level, man, it'll help us out macro, enormously.
Man, we got too many reservations in our community, bro. Like, we were just talking about this the other day. You got 30 people in your family that probably spend $1,000 rent a month, at least. I'm talking about. They kick us out at 18, so from 18 to range to the 50s, you got somebody paying rent. I ain't talking about mortgage. Right. They're paying rent. So 30,000 a month, and there's 12 months. That's like $3.6 million. I'm sorry, 360,000. I'm sorry. And let's go on rent. This is nothing. Like this is nothing.
Yeah, that's just going away.
That's $30,000 a month.
To somebody else's pocket.
30, 60, 90, 120. Like that's 124 quarters. Like I mean, I'm lost at this point. I'm lost to why they keep saying that we don't have no money. We got more than enough.
I mean, it's going to the nonsense though, man. You know what I'm saying?
Your own shower. I want to walk around naked. Like what?
I need them J's.
Yeah, like come on, dog. Like this don't make any sense to me. Like $360,000, multiply that by 4 years. So we can't. College is 4 years, right? Most of us get kicked out our house. We got to go to college for 4 years, $30,000 a year. That's $120,000 most of us. Then when you add the interest, well, if I say fuck it, man, we might need to link up and live together. You know what I'm saying? For a few years, 4 years. That's $30,000 a month. 4 years. That's $1.4 million in 4 years. I didn't say invest in nothing. I didn't tell nobody to invest. That's just living together. Ridiculous.
That's giving you the money that's giving you the money to just about do whatever you want. But you know what's funny? You know, that's how the Hispanics do it. Indian people do it like that. Indian people, man. My mother had told me she had met this Indian family she knew, and she said they all put together, and I think it was like 10 of them living in one house. It was a big house though. They all stayed in that one house, shared the payments, and they was getting it. Then they was buying stuff up, owning this, owning that. And I'm like, man.
And then I said on the podcast, I just wanted 9 dudes. I just wanted my 9 homeboys to live together, bro. I didn't even mention my family. I'm just talking about these was my dudes. Well, if we just bring $9,000 a month in this joint, you know what I'm saying? Multiply that by 12. Like, this is $108,000. Like, I didn't ask nobody to invest in nothing that I have. No idea that I have. I'm saying literally, bro, buy yourself out of debt because they kept pushing us to go to college. Out of 9, I'm 1 out of 9 that may have a full scholarship. This makes no sense to me. So that means all you dudes are paying for college, whether you like it or not. You're paying. Well, then, okay, so you pay for this education. Where are you using this education? Back into the system that they want you to get into that put you in debt in the first place. So go ahead and let me put you in debt, then pay me back. You know what I'm saying? You're never going to be able to pay me no way, so pay me back and then go to work. I'm going to pay you. And when I pay you your paycheck, you can pay me back some more.
I'm going to tell y'all this. Look, I got a college debt. I did the math. My loans accrued $6 a day. That's $1,200 a year. I gotta pay $1,200 a year.
That's crazy.
That's the principal. Just to press the interest on that mother
lover. Hey, Bishop just said he just finished paying his.
I'm not even touching the principal. I'm not even touching the loan.
Hey, Bishop said he just finished paying his. Remember? He what? Yeah. Bishop like 50 something, almost 60 years old.
He about about 55.
Yeah, he like 55, 50, 57, something like that.
And this is what I'm
he
saying,
just
bro.
finished
Like,
playing.
he 55, 56, right? So God bless the fact that he even got to live that long.
The boy.
But he's been basically existing.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't been living. You know what I'm saying? And then you see all these people that put up, you know, like, man, I'm frustrated, bro. Like I'm so frustrated because it's like I care more about my people than they care about their own self. And and then you get into these arguments, you know, they get real drawn out because, like I said, the one place we don't want to attack is the mirror. Yeah, I know a cop killed the dude. Trust me, I know it. Just as well as I know a cop gonna kill some more people. Right. Until we go address the situations with solutions, like, what are you doing in your household? You know, a lot of these parents don't even know what their children are doing. You know, you see all these interviews and you'll see, oh, he was such a great kid and blah, blah, blah. Well, he was a great kid around you because that's the face he had to wear. You don't know he carrying a pistol, you know, the other 8 hours of the day he out here, he got a pack in his back pocket.
With a couple grams.
Yep. But, you know, like you said, they got to have some other options, man. We got to get out here and give them other options and teach them. And then not even just say us, but the black community as a whole, man. They got to start focusing on solutions, teaching these things, teaching how to go about different routes, different methods. I mean, because so many people are brainwashed, man. Like you said, they think go to college, get a job, and then next thing you know, you're paying off that debt forever. You know what I'm saying? Everybody complains about that going college loans. Everyone. You know what I'm saying?
But then flip it, just as well as they complaining, they shoving their money on a bunch of bullshit too.
Yeah, they are. They are like crazy.
A lot of people just want something to complain the fuck about. Like, when do that stop? Like, when you really just sit around, you could hear a bunch of people and they'll join in and tell a bunch of their misery, right? But they'll kick out they always kick out or over talk that person who, like, man, you know what? I take everything that was done to me. I'll take it. Fuck it. All right, cool. I got debts. I got all this. But guess what, y'all? I could tell you how we can make $3 billion in 6 years. I did this shit the other day. I got a cousin that's in the league, and we were just talking, bro. And I'm just like, I see all these big deals happening with LeBron and KD and everybody talking about all these big deals. And I said, all right, let me tell you something. They have at least 10 college stadiums out here that hold 100,000 people. I can charge 100,000 people $100 each concert. Break it down to 50 concerts over 6 years. So that's 300 concerts. $10 million times 300 is $3 billion.
Early.
Yep.
I don't like this is, and like I said,
there's a reason Live Nation was doing it, right?
But they don't even do.
You get what I'm saying?
Deep game. Beyonce tickets are not $100.
Oh no.
So
far from
I just said $3 billion, and I was doing on a small scale just to say shit. Charge everybody $100. First come, first serve. Everybody have a seat. My thing is just hit the numbers. Can you imagine why Live Nation would give a Jay-Z a $8 million contract just like an athlete? Like, yo, here go your $8 million for my certain amount of shows. I'm gonna clean up at least $10 million a show. At least. That's it. And I'm gonna get the concession because it's my venue. I'm gonna get all the merchandise sales,
all the advertising.
And that's what I'm saying.
Don't even talk about the sponsors.
But then, then they corner the market because they friends are in radio, but they're not gonna pay the top dollar like we would have to if we gonna put a show on at Chrysler Hall just to get some commercials. No, you know why? Because the asshole PD that's looking at us as just this black nigger, and most time, you know, in our area in the 757, that PD is black. He's abusing his power of management
because he don't know no better.
Yeah, like he looks up, and that's again with that mentality of, oh, I'm the house nigga. I get the lemonade for boss.
That's kind of this.
You go back in the field.
That's kind of the same thing with LeBron and his billion, right? LeBron got $1 billion for the shoe for Nike, right?
Right.
But you do the numbers. 3 years ago, he made Nike 400 mil, right? The next year, he made Nike 600 mil. And this current year, he made Nike 500 mil already. So you do the math. Right. Nike got the $1 billion they gave him already. And just imagine, he about to be there. He about to be in the league for another maybe 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years.
But then take Penny, take Charles Barkley, take Jordan. Ain't none of them dudes playing.
Nope.
The will.
They still get paid off the dude.
This is fashion. It's a will. They just keep bringing them out, and
Yeah, that's
now
all they do.
Nike just collabing sneakers. Like, come on, bro.
They
It's
give you
like,
$1 billion, you get out the way, we can clean it
But
up.
yeah, they bring out the same shoe like 20 times, and niggas still out here tearing down stores to get them.
Shooting each other for me. It ain't even worth it.
It's craziness. It's craziness.
Whack.
But yet,
Real whack.
but you know, it's funny. That's because, you know, when you look at, like, when I was in high school, one of the main reasons I started a clothing line when I was in high school was because I was like, man, all these clothes, they expensive. I ain't got that much bread. My mom didn't want to buy so much for me. Plus, I was like, I don't want to spend that much on a shirt. Like, that's their shirt. I don't want to buy that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start designing my own stuff. My own stuff. And the next thing you know, went to then selling it. Then I'm like, then it just grew from there. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, people don't take that thought process. They don't look at the numbers and look at the fact that, look, I'm spending all this money on this. This daggone shoe, this Jordan, I'm spending all this money on this. And realize that people going crazy over it. I could probably make my own daggone shoe. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, if I was to design a shoe and sit here and do it, like, it's these dudes are paying 5 cents a shoe.
Right.
like seriously.
And that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
$200.
Yeah.
And I can't be mad at the company because that's where I go. Like, thinking about it again, like a businessman, how could I ever be mad at Nike? How could I be mad at these people? Like, I see so many people say, oh, fuck Jordan, and he ain't doing this and he ain't doing that. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? I mean, at the end of the day, how can you say he got off his he got cut when he was in high school? He was determined enough to build a brand off of him getting cut and taking that motivation and then inspire him to work his ass off.
He did.
He put the work in. He rose to it. Then he flipped it. Like, all right, I'm going to retire because I ain't about to let y'all keep getting over on me. Like, Jordan would be the highest paid player to date if he, like, you know what I'm saying? If now they're going no salary cap and all this, but it's like that came from seeing what he had to go through, you know what I'm saying? And seeing, well, damn, the game going to make billions regardless. The owners are going to make billions regardless. So I do commend, like I told my cousin, and some of his players were around because we were in Richmond last week. We worked a camp for him. And I just kept telling all of them, you know what I mean? I applaud you guys, but I hope it don't stop at basketball. You know, I hope that you guys make more money outside of basketball, not touching your money that you get from basketball just by busting your ass on your court at your job. Like I always tell anybody else, if you got to work, go ahead and bust your ass so you can hone the skills. Get the skills so you can put them into your own. So then same thing with basketball. If you look at LeBron's not doing nothing but being a great basketball player, and all the other opportunities are coming from him putting his work in on the floor. Become a master at whatever you're going to choose and let the opportunities come to you so you can sift through what you want to do and what you don't want to do. But at least you know for a fact, I won't be out here slaving for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? I love basketball, but sports, man, come on, man. They do, especially in the NFL, they do us dirty. Like the football players get it the worst. It's like,
Marshawn said, I ain't dealing.
They taught throw you away.
Marshawn said, I'm out of here.
And they, you know, like I said, man, like it's more options now for children. You know, man, you can create an app, you can, whatever you thinking. But before even thinking entrepreneur, man, just like we gotta think unity. Like we just sat there and had a discussion on how much we pay in just different rents because everybody feel like they gotta be grown and get their own, but you're not even your own. What's grown is putting your pride to the side. What's grown is getting rid of the pet peeves. What's grown is helping one another and not laughing at one another. Man, family members tear each other down. Let alone before you even get to a stranger, you got family members that laugh at another family member going through something, bro. Like I told you, man, like I even contemplated death before, bro. It's just like, what am I living for? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when you grow up as a kid, man, all you think about is the love of your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, at least I got my family. But then you start growing and you grow and you grow and then you become grown. And it's like, I got homeboys that love me more than my own fucking family. You know what I'm saying? But they'll tell you they love you and they'll talk about you. Like, that's not love. You don't love me. You know what I'm saying? You love the thought of me being your relative. That's it. You love me on Christmas. You love me on Thanksgiving. But you don't love me. You know what I'm saying? People always, the ones closest to you, that, oh, let me get some. Oh, that's nice. Hook me up. Like, man, what do you mean? I don't never see Ralph Lauren come hook you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you buy a polo shirt, and then they tell you, like these people been quoted. Timberland has been quoted. Ralph Lauren has been quoted that they do not
Yeah,
make
figure.
clothes for us. Yeah, they don't make clothes for us. We making clothes for everybody. We specifically saying we trying to recognize powerful and influential leaders in society. I don't give a damn what color you are, bro. I don't. You know what I'm saying? God ain't never come down and say, yo, y'all go over there with the blacks, you go over there with the whites. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's my main problem. I don't give a fuck who get mad at me. Miss
It's,
me with that. Just miss me with the whole Black Lives Matter movement.
yes, sir. That's
Please.
one thing Big Bro told me when he came home, dog. He said the one issue inside our community is the black man might be the greatest thing walking on this earth, but your downfall is that pride, boy.
Hey man, if you lower your pride, you find purpose,
He,
bro.
he said, man, that pride will kill you every single time.
They do.
Showing the
Pride and
will.
ego. Pride and ego. And it's stupid because it's like nobody's really getting ahead of nobody.
Nope.
Like you
Crabs,
literally live.
literally crabs in a bucket.
Yeah. Showing
Literally
up.
crabs in a barrel. And no matter, even if you get to the 100,000 air ish, even if you
That
get
shit ain't
200,000,
nothing.
500,000, that ain't nothing to them $1 billion dudes. You ain't saying
Listen, bro.
nothing to them.
I just say something. It say you need 1.4 million to continue living for the rest of your life after you retire. That's when you're done.
Yeah, that
401k
was.
ain't it ain't a
Go back to
401k in this world giving you $1 million. I don't give a
Nah, it
damn who
ain't.
you work for.
It ain't
So
at all.
that's another thing. Like that's another thing that I can't stand. It's like, man, you ever like, man, y'all gonna have to ask me some questions because I'm gonna get to talking. But you guys ever seen like somebody put up on social media like uh they got benefits, they got their 401k. These are your goals. Like this is my goals now as a adult. And I took my money out of my 401k to put towards my business, and that's when I got my reality check that you get a percentage. Then it gets taxed. Whatever
Hmm.
that number is, that's just to make your little stupid ass think you got that money. You don't have it. Like you can't dip into it and get that whole amount. It's not really
So
yours.
here's a question for you then, because I know we're going on a tangent. We had a convo all night about
Right.
what we can do. So what, like, matter of fact, this is the question I was asking before we got cut off earlier. What are you going to tell the young? What do you tell the youngins to do or to look forward to make the situation like they seen today, or this week, this month, the rest of this year on social media?
Right.
What can they do to make sure that it doesn't happen to them or their friends or their community? What's the best way they can do to make it not happen?
First thing you need to do is cooperate. Because you never know when this situation is going to happen to you. Everybody's Don Corleone and Scarface, until they put into the situation. So that's the
Hmm.
first thing I want you to realize that you could become, you know, any one of these brothers who've been killed by police officers. So it's best to just number one cooperate. Number two, before you even get to that situation, tie yourself to some goals, man. Like literally, if you figure out that you're living for something bigger than you, then you don't want to die. Not on no miscellaneous stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I
Yep.
would never you would never see me agree with what these police officers did because it's so much more. I'm just trying to figure out why you can't tase somebody, why you can't mace somebody, why it's just so much more. But then on the flip side, we fear each other. So you think these motherfuckers not gonna use that fear card? They fear for their life.
Every
Yeah.
time they
Same
see you,
thing.
Exactly. That's exactly what
every
they
time they
say.
see
You
you,
know what I'm
That's the
saying? So
first
it's
thing they
like
say.
I'm trying to like that's the two things that I'm trying to tell them is one, cooperate no matter what, 'cause they police. Two, tie yourself to goals, but then three, man, really, like really, man, you gotta really check your surroundings, man. Like
message.
Hmm. Hmm.
seriously, like check your where are you at? I can't make money in my hood unless I'm slinging a drug. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality of it. I'll make more money if I go to a downtown where there's more people and I'm selling my CDs, I'm selling my hats. My presentation is totally different. My setup with my table and my banner, they want their presentation. Well, let's look at the music. Let's really look at the music. Who's buying music? They done changed hip hop to pop. Like when you cross over and you get in sales and you getting millions of people buying your music, it's literally young suburban white kids really buying it. You know what I'm saying? Like
I can't afford it.
Yeah. So I mean, so when you're thinking about it, how you're not gonna come up too much off your people? No way. It's sad to say because we have the money. It's just where we spend it. You know, they're not
Yeah.
really gonna spend it until you blow up. Till your CD is on Billboard, and then they're coming to fight for you. Man, they like I told you in the podcast, they're gonna look at you like you're broke, like you're poor, like you out here struggling. Well, then when I think about it, that's the memo for majority of us, even the ones that's going to work. You just trying to
Yeah,
hide it.
exactly. They the
Right.
same
Who can
thing.
hide it the best? That's
Pump
why we
fake.
use Instagram. That's why we use, Twitter. That's why we use because we talking out the side of our ass and we putting up these highlights of bullshit. I told you from the jump, I'm not about to front on none of my struggle, bro. I've heard a long time ago that if you're sharing your success and not your struggle, you a fool. And Nipsey Hussle, I quote him a lot. That's all I really listen to because it shouldn't be shunned upon us struggling. You should tip your hat to somebody who get their ass up every day and go get it without
Yeah.
putting a gun to somebody's head, without putting crack, cocaine, anything in somebody's body that's harming them. You should really tip your hat and want to support that, especially if the product is quality. And then if it's not, give your feedback.
But
Tell
we're
me
looked at
why.
as crazy. You know what I'm saying? Entrepreneurs and people that go out and start something of their own and go against the status quo, we're looked at as crazy, man.
Nuts.
That's risky, man. Yeah, exactly. We look like they look at us like we crazy because we don't
Right,
have a job. You know what I'm saying? We don't we grind every day on our own. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You're gonna go through struggles. You struggling while you in your job.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So I might as well struggle on my own. It just make more sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Just like me, right? I mean, what? It's
And the
erratic.
payout
It's
is
up
so
and
much
down.
better.
It really is. I
So
mean,
look,
truth be matter,
so
it's so
look,
much better,
look,
man.
fellas. So somebody wrote my Facebook wall just like a whole 2 minutes ago, right?
Hmm.
And the question was, how can our businesses prevent future acts such as this? How can our businesses prevent future acts such as this? We can let you go first, James.
I think more businesses need to be more entrepreneurship friendly. I guarantee you, if the person who was at that store would have went out there and probably tried to approach him before calling the police and saying, "Man, there's a man out here selling CDs," that was you. Like a lot of people get amnesia when they get their own as well. Especially when they get any form of success.
Uh-huh.
Anybody, not anybody, but the majority, especially they have a series that's on BET right now, and it's called Inside the Label, and it really talks about life. It talk about how Rough Riders started, how loud music started, how Uptown Records started, and I mean, like a lot of these stories, bro. It was one the other day when Diddy worked for Andre Harrell
Right.
for free,
Uh-huh.
for
Mm-hmm.
free, bro. He was at Howard. He was promoting parties.
Dancing.
He told Andre Harrell literally, I just want to come sit in the office, hear some
Right.
of your music, do whatever I can for the experience. Well, that same dude has to remember now when he's a 700 $1 million man, and I don't think he don't. You know what I'm saying? Because they remember.
Yeah, of
That's what
course.
these community these stores in the community need to realize. Like I've never seen a store in the community that's in our community. We could tear your
None.
store down. Like you
None.
know what I'm saying? We could literally we could burn your whole fucking operation down if you really want to take it there. That doesn't open their arms and extend their arms to people who come in here every day. I spend my money here
Uh-huh.
every day. I'm just trying to make an honest living. I can come in here and
Well,
rob your joint. We can
I
we can
mean,
play.
the first problem is
They
that those
they may,
stores aren't owned by us.
Yeah.
they
So
are not.
they're
So
owned by the Asians and Indian
they
guys.
may let
Right.
let one or two of you come here and work, but that's about it.
But what I'm saying is those same people, like even those people, man, they not like I'm only speaking from experience because I ain't been to every single store in every hood, but my experience from a kid all the way up to now, a person who you respect and give respect is always gonna respect you. They don't have no reason. So you establish that relationship first. Hey, I'm gonna sit out here and sell CDs. I might you need your parking lot swept. I'll mop the floors for free. It's just different approaches that you can take. Establish a relationship with the person. I
I
just don't
hope
do it.
I
That's
hope
such a
I
business
hope y'all
mind right
hit a
there.
real. I
Yeah,
hope y'all hit a real
yeah.
what he just said, man. No, you ain't benefiting the store much, but just do something small. Like I
Take
tell
the
Uh-huh.
people
trash
all the
out.
time,
I mean, but that
you can't.
benefits though.
It does. So look, you may not have monetary to give, but you ain't gotta have monetary. You can give a shoulder, you can give a hand, you can give an ear. You give something to make sure your presence is known here, that you ain't just taking from this all the time. I'm shut up. Gary,
I mean, it got to.
What you have the question, Gary? What can your best? I'm repeat the question for you, Gary.
Yeah, give me the question.
How can your business prevent future acts such as this one? Your business itself.
Oh, how can my business prevent?
I ain't know my business.
Yeah, your business. But,
he went. I think you said the question. You said the question different. You said I think you ain't say your business. I thought you meant like how can the entrepreneurship in the business.
Situation.
Oh, okay, yeah. Our business prevent future acts as this. So
I mean,
how about that?
I would say, me myself. You gotta look at. I got what two? So I got my real estate investment company. Then I got Entrepreneurial Minds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just told you when we was when James had technical difficulties. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you good. But you know what I'm saying? During the time, like I told him, I had an idea of a program called Each One Teach One. You know what I'm saying? Where like me as a real estate investor, maybe getting out here in these neighborhoods and talking to these guys and taking one or two underneath my wing, man, and teaching them. Like, and I'm talking about let's go on the block. You know what I'm saying? Why not go on the block? Why can't some carpenters, some plumbers, you know what I'm saying, these guys go on the block and talk to these dudes like, look, man, like you guys out here, like, how do you feel that you might be dead next year? Like, is this really what you want? Like, I can teach you how to get money in a different way. You know what I'm saying? If not me, I got a whole group of brothers behind me that got other professions that you can just pick from. You know what I'm saying? Each person, each daggone professional can teach a young kid something. Granted, you ain't got to teach them forever. I mean, because there's so many people out here. There's a lot of people to teach. You know what I'm saying? But these young guys, they, like you said, they need alternatives. So me, as Entrepreneurial Minds, that is what we are about. Is creating entrepreneurial minds. You know what I'm saying? Why are these people not in, like, getting in these streets? Like, that's how Entrepreneurial Minds can help. Is gather these guys and get in these streets. We can't be confined to rec centers. You get what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, we can't be in rec centers. We need to, let's get up, because them dudes on the block ain't coming in the rec center. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. They trying to get that money. You know what I'm saying? So let's show them how to get some money. Let's show this dude how to do. Let's take a carpenter out there and show these dudes how to lay some tile. You know what I'm saying? Let's show them how to hang some drywall. Like, tell them, like, of course, look, I know what you've been doing this whole time, so you can't be going to nobody's house stealing nothing, nigga. So, you know what I'm saying? So act like you got some sense. Of course, pull your pants up. You know what I'm saying? These people ain't going to want to let you in the house acting like that. You want to get money, we're going to show you how to get money without having to look over your shoulder. You know what I'm saying? Pull your pants up. Let's go over here and get these. Let's go and show you how to get this drywall. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you how to get out here and find some houses, find some deals. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you how to, you know what I'm saying? It's so many different ways to get money. But like you said, sometimes they need it. Ghost talked about it last night, how he got into it. I mean, his parents on drugs. He had little siblings. They was looking at him. They had to eat. He needed that money now.
He need it right now.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to show up to get out there and show them alternatives. You know what I'm saying? Let's show them how to get out here, show them how to quit. You need to learn how to paint. Let me show you how to paint. There's plenty of people that hire you out here to paint right now. You know what I'm saying? You can earn right now. Like, seriously, you can get a couple $100 today to paint somebody's house for them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And guess what? You ain't got to run. You ain't got to drop no bag in the bush. You get me? So, you know what I'm saying? So it's, for me personally, from my standpoint, that's what I'm passionate about, entrepreneurship and the minds of entrepreneurs and developing the minds of entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? No matter what industry or profession that is, you know what I'm saying? So me, as far as the businesses that I have, you know what I'm saying, in which I can tell, obviously, I probably said somewhat of the same answer how Arthur is probably going to say. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how we clicked and started this together as the growing and the birth of Entrepreneurial Minds. Right. And that is what Entrepreneurial Minds can do in the community, and which the same with Alfred Equity Group is teach these guys how to invest that money. You know what I'm saying? Buy how to buy a piece of their neighborhood. So now they they may start another business, but now let's roll that into maybe buying up a whole block in your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I talked to this dude, it's an older guy that called me. You know what I'm saying? I sent him a letter on one of his houses. This guy owns over 100 houses out here. So this dude's 76 years old. He joined the Navy in the 70s, you know what I'm saying, as an officer. And he said when he touched down out here, he immediately just started buying up blocks in Norfolk. Right? So, I mean, this is a young black guy straight out of the daggone Officers Academy. You know what I'm saying? He's buying up blocks in a white neighborhood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just out here just buying them up. and now he
Right.
owns all these and I mean he got good tenants and everything, but at a young age and he realized that, right? So let's teach these guys. Let's buy up these neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? And that's all through like Park Place, Colonial Place. He owned blocks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So why can't we own blocks of our own neighborhoods?
We can.
You
You
know
just
what
gotta
I'm
teach
saying?
them
You
how.
gotta learn. You
Exactly.
gotta
You
learn
just
to
got to
look
teach them
bad
how.
winning. You gotta
Yep.
take that look bad winning approach than that look good losing approach.
Hmm.
Boy.
Yeah.
You
See,
got you gotta really
I
take that
like
approach.
that. I like that. I
There's
like
a lot of people.
that.
There's a lot of people that look fly, boy. They look fly, but you can't take that. You got a lot of GoFundMe's too when it's time for funeral time too.
Boy,
So
full up,
you
full
dig
up.
me?
Boy,
I'm gonna hit you with the.
boy.
I'm gonna follow up. I'm piggyback on Gary with the Entrepreneurial Minds, man. So I'm gonna tell you my little story. So when I was younger, it was a scarcity mindset.
Hmm.
That's what I want to change. I want to change that scarcity mindset. It was always not enough, but somehow we had enough to eat.
Right.
Lights were on.
Hmm.
We had enough for rent. Gas was cool. Everything was cool. We maybe even had to go to water country every now and then, the bush gardens, and we had enough.
Right.
But once I've got to an age to where I knew that scarcity mindset and realizing and understanding what an abundant mindset was, it was okay. So
Right.
what? So what if I had to spend my last dime on whatever it was, rent, food, gas, water? You wanna know why? Because I knew for a fact it was coming back.
Yeah, I
I
get
didn't
it.
ha- I
Hmm.
didn't have to hoard that last dollar. I didn't
Right.
have to I didn't have to go and out here and take somebody else's because I didn't think anybody was coming back to me. So what Entrepreneurial Minds is, we it's always more than enough for everybody to get a piece of this pie. This pie is humongous. Not humongous, humongous. This pie is enough for everybody to get a slice, to eat off of, to live more than comfortably, to survive for generations upon generations. But you got to understand that you deserve a piece, that you are worthy of a piece,
Right.
that you, but you have to get out here and make it happen. You got to work for your piece. Nobody's
Right.
Hmm.
going to give it to you.
Hmm.
So that's what
And
Entre Minds, Entre Minds, I, like I said, we motivate the motivated. We serve those who serve the community. Like James, we provide a platform for other people like you, like Marcus, like Ghost last night.
Hmm.
We are out here to bring those who serve the community to those who want to serve the community, to those who are
right.
motivated to do better, to be better, to show those under them or around them that they too can be better, to be great. So
Yeah.
on your mind, that's how I feel like we can make situations like this not go away because what like James said, when you have a vision to do something or to be somebody or to be something, you ain't got time to be worrying about knocking him off, taking his J's or wearing his jerseys or man, who cares?
Yeah.
Who
Hmm.
Plus,
cares?
I don't wear them shits no way, so you can
You
have them.
feel I seen the video James said
Yeah.
James told the kid, James said, I'm out here in El Capitan down, only to my Pumas, but I'll make my own shoes soon. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
See.
you can have them. We make the clothes look cool, man.
Yeah,
You don't have to
man,
worry
like
about
Yeah.
that shit. Like
that
mannequins worry about being dressed. You know,
boy.
humans should worry about
Yeah.
dressing themselves.
And that right
But
there,
see.
man, you got to understand that abundant mindset. There is more
Hmm.
than enough for you out here. You ain't got to be hoarding your last. Don't the king? I'm not sure if you guys are biblical. I'm gonna tell you anyway. The king who gave these guys these 3 talents, he gave one dude 3, he gave another dude 5, he gave another dude 1. The other two came back and doubled up, and they got to kept their half right. The one dude who gave the 1 talent to, the one piece of gold to, he came back to the king with 1, and the king said, "Man, what is this all about?" He said, "I was scared I was gonna lose it. I buried it. We ain't got time to be hoarding these talents because you will die with that 1 talent and nobody's gonna know about it. You
Right.
go out here
Hmm.
and you make it happen. Entrepreneur Minds is about that. Teaching you, showing you, and providing you a way, a yellow brick road, if I must say, to use your talent and to make it go and to make it flourish.
Hey,
So
Yeah.
that's
it's
my
funny. Is you said Yellow Brick Road. I always think of us as like the Underground Railroad.
either
Yeah.
or, either or. You
That's
feel
what
me?
That's
it is.
funny.
We the ones that we the ones that's breaking free, you know. And like you
Uh huh.
said, man, to piggyback on y'all said, 'cause I answered the question from the standpoint if I was the actual store owner in that
Mhm.
situation. Like it's kind of hard for me to call the police anyway, just from our backgrounds. Like I don't. My first instinct is never, oh, call the police. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's just we weren't brought up that way, especially being from the hood. Everybody know each other, so you try to rectify the situation, but I
Hmm.
mean, like you guys said, man, we provide an opportunity. So with our companies, we want to work with the children. I mean, we love to work with adults, but man, you guys know from the podcast, I voice my opinion on adults. They prideful, they don't want to hear it. They've been beat with the lie for so long that children are they fresh, you know what I mean? And they looking, to learn. They looking to get into stuff. So we always trying our best to get into these schools. And I mean, just take the adults that we know, man. We know people personally that are teachers, bro. Like I mean, just like you said you seen the video of me talking. It should
Mm-hmm.
A teacher should call me first. So now I
Mm-hmm.
have to get you in my school. When we have a meeting, I have to tell them about you. You know me personally, but that's
Mm-hmm.
another thing. Some people don't ever want to see you do better than them. Your influence might be better than them, and you ain't even got to be there every day. My check's
Mm-hmm.
different. You know what I mean? I'm coming here as a special guest. You have to be here.
Right.
You got
Mm-hmm.
a problem with that. Since you have to be there for so long and you may not get what I get. That's what the hell we living in, where we could say you have the skills to be a professor too. You don't have to be stagnant. Nobody said you have to just stay in this one place. I just decided to use my platform for what it's for and go upon with what I'm called to do, because there ain't a lot of men who want to step up just to be men and turn their cheek and can take a punch, and take a
Jesus.
loss.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody a boss until it's time to take a loss.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
Tell a
yeah.
kid that, oh man, you're gonna get as many girls and you're gonna be rich and you're gonna have a nice car and you're gonna have all the clothes. Then they sign up for that, and when they gotta meet hard work, they don't want to do it.
Where
Then
Yep.
you
you
go
at?
That's
in
exactly what it
Where you
is.
at?
yeah, you go in on the flip side and say, you got to do this, or this, and this, and you'll get that. And then you use other examples and show them documentaries. Show them where we come from. A lot of them, man, they don't go back to the '80s and the '70s and the '60s. Man, we so disrespectful to our forefathers
Yeah.
that, again, that's why that trendy activism shit it rubs me the wrong way, bro. It's like
Trendy activism. I like that.
that's corny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's
Right.
what we calling it now, man. Everybody trendy. Everybody pro black when it's convenient. You know, we
I got
Mm-hmm.
it.
we never
I got.
pro
I
black when
got
it's
it.
time to
I
tell the
gotta
truth.
shout El Capitan, Red Cup, all three of you. So focused out, man. I gotta shout out Gary, man, because literally, we ain't. You won't. You might catch it on YouTube doing shit like this, but tomorrow where we be at in these streets?
Yeah, right in the streets,
We
every
in
Yeah, out
day.
these
here
streets
working. Out here
every day,
working.
Yeah,
making lives better for people to where we ain't
100
gotta keep
degrees.
seeing stuff like this, man. Like we ain't gotta be dealing with this stuff no much longer. My grandkids, I can guarantee you, when they come out and say, where you get it from? They can say Uncle Two. They can say King Arthur. They can say Now Views. They can say Entrepreneurial Minds. Wonder why? Because I did the work today.
Right.
I did the work
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow to make sure that they ain't got to worry about getting shot up in front of their door by a damn cop. They ain't worry about, or matter of fact, they brother from down the corner. They ain't worry about him shooting him up because all his friends, matter of fact, gonna have that same type of mindset that we better than we better than what they showed us, what they portrayed us to be, what they conditioned us to be. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
we
I
ain't
mean,
gotta be that.
I will say though that you know what I'm saying, even with all this, sometimes it can't be avoided. Assholes want to be assholes, and sometimes they just want to shoot
Everywhere you
somebody,
go, yeah.
right? So sometimes it
Bingo.
happens. But of course, with all of us saying what we saying of how we can ratify this, it goes into basically changing the mindset and changing our community that of how we think and how we go about things. That now that we actually control stuff, we actually have our
Yeah.
own businesses. We actually run stuff. So that when it comes down to it, like you said, you're not down for marching and things like that. But I'm a firm believer that sometimes there's a reason to do so. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
if
Sometimes,
now,
yeah.
if we're in this street, if we're in these streets, if we're in these doing these things, and we're actually making these things happen, we're actually making the changes. We're actually not giving trouble and everything like that. But somebody is still putting a roadblock and still not giving us entry to a certain thing, or they still
Right.
doing us wrong, then okay, you know what? Now it's time to flex. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's pull
Right.
this power. But now we actually have power because now we have own companies that we can hurt and cripple economies. Now we
Right.
can actually pull money out of people's pockets. Now we can make you think twice. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said it plenty of times before. I said it earlier. The way you heard them is always in your pockets. Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
that's
And
how
that shit is
that's how
more.
Rosa Parks and them got it done. When
That was
Martin Luther King
strategical.
stopped it, yeah, when they stopped that money coming in them pockets, they said, "Oh nah, we gotta get them back on these buses." They can say whatever they want. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
That shit was
that's
just,
how it happens.
but they use their mind. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like,
Sir.
unless you're gonna go recruit a whole nother country's army, you not about, like, man. When it go from the cops, then comes the military. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This is a war that you don't want. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to physically fight this war. We're gonna need to coexist regardless. We gotta pinpoint the problem and make that shit look bigger than what it is up against. Because their argument is gonna always be, all right, cop killed black kid, understood. So even if they do, convict these guys, you know, then their argument is always gonna be, well, you're doing it to each other still.
Yeah, exactly.
And so many people, they use the whole, oh man, we've been conditioned to think this way for so long. Well, then why are you so, like, when it's convenient to call yourself grown and you make your own decisions? Why is it not the same mind being used when you can make your own decisions to break that dumbass way of thinking?
If you knew better, my dude, you do better.
Hey, that
what's
just
up with the convenience? Like, we use these convenient ass excuses when it's only for certain situations. It's just like, damn, yo, like, I love me a black woman, I love me a black man, or I love my hood, and I love this and I love that, until somebody in the hood piss you off, or until she not listening, or just the shit. Like, man, like I said, man, my stomach turns, bro. It's just like, I'm so tired of it. That's why, if y'all do march, more power to you. I gotta get in the meetings. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go hit the nail on the head and just get in the meetings. And then if y'all marching after this meeting to say, all right, we're gonna march just out of respect, cool. But that's a lot of energy. You know what I'm saying? Walking miles and screaming. That's a lot of damn energy being used. Man. We could use it somewhere else.
I wish.
Yeah,
I wish we could show this. I wish we could show this whole YouTube tomorrow at this. So look. So James, I told Elder, right? We're doing this interview tonight. He was like, man, you should have a discussion up tomorrow after watching the 7 a.m. Movie. And I was like, yeah, we can do that. I wish you could play this whole interview for him right now.
Right.
And they ain't got to say nothing. Because they would get they get the whole gist of what we got going on. Because I'm sure half the people in the audience already kind of feel the same way, but they may not be doing as much as we are.
I mean, I don't even think as much as doing. One thing I noticed that, with a lot of that stuff, and even watching the trailer for 7 a.m., it's still a lot of blame getting thrown outside of our community. You know what I'm saying? They don't like, I mean, which they'll take credit for some of it and sit there and throw blame of like, yeah, but, of course we doing this and another, but we got to do this now because they did this. I'm like, but, like, come on, no. Let's just leave that out. Let's just fix straight. Let's just start with us, and let's fix what we got. You know what I'm saying? Let's lead them out. They did it. Okay, that's fine. But you can't. Now what? But now what? You know what I'm saying? You can't change the fact that they did it. It's done.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
They won that battle.
Yeah, they won that battle.
Them kids gonna have to be taken care of. I do believe he has 5 kids. The guy was killed. 4. Yeah, 4. They don't have a father anymore. So the community gonna have to pull together and take care of them kids. Family gonna have to pull together. The village gonna have to come together and take care of the kids regardless. So before the death comes, why don't we pull together and take care of the kids before? You know what I'm saying? Why don't we, like I told you before, man, I remember back in the day, the person on the block smack you, whoop that ass, and then to call your mom right there. I'm sending them down to you just to let you know I had your back. You out here tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It's what's needed. These parents nowadays, man, I see it so much, man. They about spoiling these kids to not give them the lifestyle that they had to go through when they were growing up. And I mean, kids are getting D's and F's and still walking around with the ladies. I mean,
I tell you, hey.
What do you need a hoverboard for in the hood? Like,
and your feet work.
Hoverboard costs more than Section 8 rent.
You got 2 feet.
That don't even make sense to me. Yeah, it don't.
When you can find out really what his skill or her skill is. Saying that type of money is being spent. Those are car notes. Sneakers are bills. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
We beating up, like we taking advantage of what the system is doing to us, doing for us. Then we talk bad about the system, but then when we do have that extra income and that extra money hanging around, we don't put it towards nothing that's good. Yeah, we blow it like you did, like you blow it.
Yep.
We don't want to listen, yo. And
that's one reason why people don't like Republicans.
I said, you see me all day. I was just throwing thoughts out there all day in my Twitter,
going ham,
on my Facebook. But it's just I'm so fed up that you I don't care. I hope I piss you off, but I hope I piss you off enough to say, damn, what he's saying is right. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people have been asking me like, yo, how can I help? Like, what can I do? And I just keep telling them, get you right. Look in the mirror. If you contribute to the problem at any way, just check it. You know, and it ain't gonna be every, you know, it ain't gonna happen like, but a little bit of checking yourself every day would help the tremendous problem that we have. Stop pointing the finger. Blame yourself for all the shit that you've been through in your life. Just blame you and fix it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the first step.
1 second. So the master of communication says, in order for you to be understood, you have to take 100% of you being heard.
Right.
And you have to take 100% responsibility for what you've heard. So you got to take 100% responsibility for understanding what you've heard and making sure that person that's listening to you is hearing you too. So the point of that is take 100% responsibility of what you do. 100%.
Hey.
And that way, nobody can say they made you, or you can't say somebody made you do anything.
Hey, what does Earl Nightingale say, man? What did Earl Nightingale say?
What Earl say?
He said that everybody is self-made, but only the successful will admit it.
Goddamn.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. People don't want to take credit for the nonsense, for them screwing their life up. They just, but you know, once they rich and everything, and they're out here getting their ditty on, you know what I'm saying, the club getting it, you know what I'm saying, they done made all the money. You know what I'm saying, now they want to take credit for that, but they won't look at it and say, you know, I screwed my finances up. I do it all the time. I know personal finance wise, I'm not the greatest at budgeting. But I know it's a work in progress. I gotta keep on. I gotta work at it, and there's another change that. You know what I'm saying? But the first step to it, to everything, just like you know, what was it Addicts Anonymous, Joe, and everything. First step is you gotta admit it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta admit it, and until then, you won't change nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So look, man, I know for a fact, fellas, we'll go on. We've been on the line about an hour and a half plus.
Hey man, that's how it be. We might have to break this up into some segments, but
yeah, sure enough, might have to.
Like it needs to be heard.
We'll put it out real soon, man. I don't even know when it's coming out, but it's gonna be. I want to say before the weekend get here.
Okay.
We'll make some things happen, but James, man, we thank you for going ham like you've been going on social media.
Appreciate it, bro.
I recognized it, and I was like, man, we gotta do something about it. You hit him and say, let's. See, like I said before, you had the idea. Let's make something happen now. You got an idea for a solution. Let's see what we can do now.
Yeah, you reached out to us ready.
Yeah, I can promise you, we're gonna have a major backlash. I hope it's positive one. I hope it's positive.
I mean, even if we have it don't make.
We're accepting all energies, because we're gonna combat all energies, positive, negative, neutrals. We can get everybody on board to say, this is the time for change is now. No, the time for change yesterday.
It was. Yeah.
The time for change yesterday. Before he got murdered. Yeah.
Playtime's over.
Yeah. Before that man got murdered. Before Mike Brown got shot down. Before Trayvon had to deal with. Before little Tamar Rice had to deal with the deal. Before all that happened, we should have been changing already. So now that we know better, it's time to do better, folks.
Yeah. Stop being reactive and be proactive.
Before we get off, man. I hope, you know, like you said, it's positive, but I'm a believer that if you got feedback, we touch the nerve in some way. So if you watch and you give your feedback, I appreciate it. But number two, I hope that people start realizing the value, you know, of yourself. You know, I feel like kids or black kids that kill one another, they don't see no value in themselves. You know, just as well as a cop killing us, he don't see no value in us because we don't value us. Like.
For sure.
It's so many times. I seen you a few times in school. I do remember that. But since I met you, and y'all reached out to me and wanted me to be a part of what y'all got going on, I try to just promote as much as I can, like it's my situation. You know what I'm saying? And with the podcast, even though it's over a month old, I'm gonna keep putting it out there. And
150 downloads deep. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it because I had somebody hit me up today and asked me like, yo, bro, I need to hear you speak. Like, send me the podcast. And it's over a month old, but that's how it starts. We have to get 150 on ourselves before we can get 150,000, before we turn that thing into 150 million. It's going to happen.
Hey, there it is.
It's the beginning.
Yeah, man, this is just the beginning.
I encourage my people to literally start bigging up people that's out here. If you think it's hard with what you go through and you have a job, honor what the fuck we trying to do, man. Before you open your mouth to say anything, you should honor us, man, because this shit is not something that is easy, and it wasn't taught to any of us. Just like many of us who have a comment or something to say negative about what we're doing, ain't nobody teach your ass. And it's now the time to jump in and start asking questions. Number one, how can you help? But then two, how can we help you? You know, how can we encourage you to find your own passion and you to do it? You know, so it can help your children, because they the most valuable possessions that we have right now. A lot
on
of
this
us,
earth.
Yep, that's it.
yeah, they got it. You know what I'm saying? If we all come together and teach them, you know, and show them that they're valuable, man, we'll live forever. Even when we're gone, we'll live forever.
Hey Gary,
Hands
what you
down,
got for us?
hands
Man?
down, hands down.
What you got for us, Gary, man?
I mean, he sold it up, man. It's just, I
He
mean,
always do it, don't he?
he sold
He
it up,
always
man.
do
He
it.
sold it up. I mean, he covered it all right there in that tidbit right there he gave, man. I mean, just to reiterate, man, you guys, if you guys give us any feedback, negative, positive, or whatever, I mean, we're here to help you guys. You know what I'm saying? That is what we're here for. We're here to serve. You know what I'm saying? Any kind of way that we can help you to try to figure out your passion. If you know your passion, but you don't know how to turn it into a business, you know what I'm saying? Anything, we're here to help. We can either put you in connection with the right kind of people, or we can help you and guide you and give you the ideas and everything, man. We're here to help. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta seek it. You just gotta come get it, man. You know what I'm
Nobody
saying?
can help. No one helps anybody who don't want to help themselves.
Damn right. That's for damn sure.
So look, before we get out of here, I gotta get a shout out to everybody, man. So it's about to be it might be a little mini list. So shout out to James for coming on and having an idea and making things happen today. Shout out to El Capitan. Shout out to So Focus. Shout out to Red Cup Game, man. I want to shout out my man Bert Bergen over there, where Black Biz. I got to shout out Seiko over there, man. I got to shout out to my Moorish Americans. I got to shout out to everybody who's out there who's in these streets making things better for tomorrow, who putting their hard-earned time out, their monies, their funds, sacrificing their time with their kids, with their family, to make sure that our community has a better tomorrow. Shout out to all of you out there, man, and shout out to our previous guests on the podcast, man. Shout out to our followers, man, and I appreciate for everybody tuning in, man. It's the real issue right here, man. So we felt compelled to bring you this information today, and I hope that this conversation right here, we get 1 million comments. I hope 1 million plus comments, man. I hope the discussion goes for about a week long. Matter of fact, a month long, to where we've come up with solutions after solution on every comment, man. That's all we're all about, man. Entrepreneurial Minds is all about solutions, man. That's what we here for, man. And I appreciate everybody, man. That's what's up, man. Big up,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. And death to the 9 to 5.
As always, thank you for the platform and everybody who, you know what I'm saying, support what we got going on. Big shout out to Entrepreneurial Minds, of course, and shout out to Snapback Lane for holding us.
I gotta holler at dude over there.
Just thank you, you know what I'm saying, and a major thank you to any women entrepreneurs that we have, you know what I'm saying, who really, sacrificing their time and their effort and discipline to this course. We gotta uplift our women just more, for them to get out of that safety net and really run towards, that freedom. And by that, you got to go through some hells and break the tradition, what's been embedded in you. So I feel like if we uplift them, it'll turn around and we'll have more kings walking these streets instead of self-proclaimed crown men.
For sure.
Yeah. See, you keep on bringing it, man. Keep on bringing it.
I be needing it, fellas. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate it. Because if I don't talk to y'all, I'm talking to my partners, and that's it, man. I'm introverted by force. I love to converse. It just got to be some meat and potatoes in that conversation.
Yeah, that's why we out here in the streets, man. That's why we go out here and networking this all the time, man. We got to get a word out, because we talk to each other all day long.
Yeah, sure enough. Yeah, and we want to let everybody know, because this is going to drop before the conference. So this is only a taste, man. This is a taste of what you're gonna get. I mean, for one, if you haven't noticed yet, that we didn't already mention, this guy got like 4 brands, man. He's out here grinding. He's marketing each one. They developed each one and everything, man. And that's what he's gonna be talking about, is marketing and branding. And if you're starting a business, that you're gonna need that. Hands down, you're gonna need that, man. So death to the 9 to 5.
Fellas. Hey. 50 streams of passive income is the goal.
Hey,
Man, that's what I'm talking about. 50. That's a lot too, boy.
I like it.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Appreciate it, man. So
Yeah,
thank
man.
you, fellas, man. I hope y'all have a good night. I'll be seeing y'all soon. As soon as we get this one, I'm gonna beat it up. We gonna get the promoting the hell out of it.
That's what we do.
For sure.
Yeah. So
yeah,
you and just on the side note, did you get the email sent out today?
This guy.
Me?
Yeah.
I gotta check my email, but if you sent it, I got it. I ain't delete nothing.
I just
so
making
gotta
sure.
check my email.
Cause I ain't getting no okays or nothing from nobody. So I was like, make sure it went out.
I'm gonna check my email when we get off. I'm gonna pick up my phone. I got my phone right here. I was using it for the light, so I got you.
Oh, see, he was having the light on. What? See, look. You can tell the difference, man. He be having a cameraman stuff. He had a lighting and everything. I'm sitting there.
Camera's over there.
Oh my God.
My man Malcolm and my man Richard behind me. We good.
What up to the guys?
Yeah, what's going on, fellas?
All right, man. Man, look, we'll talk forever, man. I swear to God, we will.
All right, man. Yeah, man. Y'all have a good night, bro.
Peace.
Yeah.